Hey, hey, you tourists. It's your boy Domination. This is back of the basic. Chuck of the deuces out text, baby. Now those back. You know what this it is. Real men rise up, fake men rise down. Real rise up, fake rise up. Right to where preacher on. I ain't know I ain't supposed to be streamed today, but I'm just streaming because there's nothing else to do. But I really want to speak about this. I saw on YouTube on the websites, they were talking about how there was white supremacy and black supremacy. Let me break this down for 20 minutes. If you look up on wikipedia.com and it says how this racism was came about and how it got started, our own government was the one who came up racism. Did you know the original the original people from Europe is North Africa, West Asia, and not only West Asia, Middle East, and because in order to be a European, in order to be a white person, this is what they describe what group they belong to. I'm trying to look this up right now, though. The Caucasian race. I'm looking it up in my phone right now. If you look at the word, they broken them all different categories, and they're trying to say that white people were older than us than anyone. They've been around 200 years. That's how much they've been around for a very long time, from the Stone Age to the Ice Age, then the Stone Age, then the Ice Age. Because that's when when the world started evolving into different continents and broke each apart, and that's why you can't tell the difference though. And it's also said this though. It says that they broke white people into two groups. You got clean Europeans and you got dirty whites. The clean Europeans, they trying to say they don't have no relations to the African or the quote unquote black Americans, right? Or Africans, they say. See, they broke in Caucasian droid to Aryan, Semitic, and Hamitic. Aryan is this whole bullshit emotion that these people really believe that they came from the Aryan race. If you don't see movies like the Aquaman, if you never saw that movie, go look at that film. And Waterworld, and also there's other movies about, and there's an animation cartoon called The Atlantis of a lost continent that's been gone for 900 and 800 years ago. This is according to them. But there's no trace of evidence if this Atlantis or where Atlantis even existed or not. It's a made up bullshit theory. That's what I'm trying to tell you. It's made up by the elitists of the elite of the white elites. It was made up to cause divine division amongst their own people, and they should be ashamed of themselves. And they wonder why they're in the situation where they hold all this commotion in, and they're the ones who came up the term the race card. They're the ones who came up with it. Who controlled the decks of the cards? They always say you play the race card, but who controlled the deck of the card of what defined what race and what not defined it? See, you see what I mean? That's why I don't believe in this racism bullshit, because it was created for our government to cause divisions and suspicion amongst not only whites but blacks too. And now we're angry, we're tearing everything, and we don't know why, because we're confused. If we keep going where we're going, they're going to send us to the refugee camps. It's just a matter of time. If you don't believe me, look at the wherever you want to call it. There's a place called the Georgia Guidestones, and if that don't tell you they're trying to get rid of 500 people, what does that tell you? They already, and they're not attacking just one color; they're attacking everyone, including the whites. We can save this as much as we can, but most of us, some of us are just going to stay ignorant where we are anyway. That's just how it is. You can't expect for everybody, and fuck all this staying woke shit, because all staying woke is mean you're woke, but you're not well awoken. You just unawoke. You stay asleep. I'm serious. I'm tired of hearing these so-called pro blacks always talking about they're woke, They ain't woke yet. They still on that same connotation bullshit they're on then, and it doesn't change. They're gonna end up like they did to the Black Panthers, the Nation of Islam, and if they keep repeating this cycle, just like the Ku Klux Klan. Did you know the Ku Klux Klan was funded by the people who run this system, created the movies like, Birth of the Nation, and I'm glad they get rid of the Gone in the Wind shit. I never liked that shit whatsoever. A black woman is a maid cleaning white people's houses. Are you serious? But you too damn lazy to clean up your own house. I mean, they knew it was wrong then and it's wrong now. Now they're saying it's a racist. Okay, duh. Everybody knows that. That's why people get tired of seeing these movies. But let's be honest, we're not the ones that control the images. They brainwash our women at a very young age to think that she can't find a good man. She might as well just go gay or mess with a no good, you know what, a thug ass nigga, ain't doing nothing for her, or better yet, she's so career minded, and you don't see this. No other race of women does that than black women. You don't see this. You don't see white women talking about they better than men unless they can't vote or be in the same power position as their men. I mean, just if men would stop doing what they do to these women, they wouldn't have this problem. Guys, fix the problem, and for else you don't want to deal with it. But what can I put this? If you don't know what an Aryan race is, they talking about it's these sea people from a lost continent that nobody never ever seen. But did you know they took this name from the Greek mythology, whatever you want to call it? That name came from the continent of Africa. Before it became Africa, it became Apollonia. Before it became Ethiopia, and then came Africa. I bet you half of Africans don't know this. They should have known it because they've been living that continent for many years now. And they, even though they got a rich heritage, everybody want to say Africa is so great. And believe me, I pray for everyone from America to the continent of Africa, everywhere else, even Europe. If Africa is so great, then why are more Africans come to the United States to live the American dreams that they can't live it better for their own country? So that tell you something right there. And I'm gonna tell you something else. The difference between white supremacy and black supremacy, white people always thought that, and it's not all, it's majority, that thought they were better than other races, even though they think they better than their own people. Not only they think they better than black, they thought they are better to anyone else. But the biggest enemies they always hate the most, if it ain't a Jewish person they hate, a kike or whatever, or a goddamn fag or a gay person, who do they hate the most? A black. It's always a nigga. But we're not the ones that kick y'all asses out over there in Europe. It was the people from the royal families did that to you. When they did the pilgrims, try to protect them from the invader, from the people from the Muslims or the Moors, whatever, old Turkish, whatever you want to call it, old Turkish, whatever, who the people they were rival and fuse a rival battle with when they were dealing with the days of they facing to the dark ages, the black plague, and the list goes on. They were eating rats in the goddamn in the ships. I even watched the documentaries. They was talking about the portrait was the richest family. These people are so rich they can make their own gunpowder and create their own cooking spatula, cooking fire, and they accusing them for accusations that they do. They even married their cousins to keep it in the wealthy in the families. Yeah, I always thought the name sounds similar of the Partridge family. It's the Partridge, like Dupont, instead of another spelled another name. You know what I'm trying to get at. But like I said, the Ku Klux Klan, the Aryan Brotherhood, the Hells Angels, all the rest of those cats, those people are nothing but the lost descendants of the Knight Templars. And who are the Knight Templars? The Knight Templars are the people who was protected from the Holy Land and invaded by Muslims from the year of 9th century all the way to 13. That's how long it goes back. years ago. And that's how the racism became all about. But y'all might ask yourself what they got to do with this, what's going on now. The things that happened then is still going on right now in this very day. It's just a different age and a different time, even though it was a different time and a different age. But it's the same age in the same time. It's just a different time, different age. But it's a different time, a different age now. That's what I'm trying to get at. And it's passing on to the new generation because the old generation going to lead out the door real soon. They're getting old. They can't move anymore. And that's when they're going to let somebody take over and fill in to keep their race going on. This is nothing new, man. White people have got more common with other people, even including blacks. It doesn't. They admit it. There's scientific studies that the original modern humans were dark skinned and light eyes. They admit it for 45 years ago. They admit it. I just watched a documentary right now. See, go find this guy from YouTube because he'll tell you what the natural name of the Ku Klux Klan. You wouldn't believe what it means. It means never compromise. That's what it means. But in other words, where is the damn nigger? And excuse me, but I have to say this. These people believe that and believe me, I heard stories from my father. He's 65 years old. He even tell me stories how black men got hung from trees, getting cut up, getting their dick cut off from white men, I mean, and put in a jar, all kinds of shit. But what's the gain by that? Control, dominance, and the lust of power. What gains all that? See, the Ku Klux Klan, they really believe this is a white Christian nation. If it was, then why they left Europe years ago? They won't answer that if you ask them. And ask them, are they the Knight Templars? I guarantee, and ask them, are they connected to the Freemasons and the part of the part of servitude of serving Satan? They Church of Satan. They won't tell you, even though they are full of shit. And you got a black man that's friends with the KKK named Larry Davis or something like that. But I bet you he won't ask them who they really is, even though they was active the same year when they shot Abraham Lincoln to free the slaves and also spoken against the Baker elites, how they corporatize and corrupt the system. People's of their ruin of the mint to corrupt their money for the people's money. But what can I say this? The Ku Klux Klan and also Hell's Angels. Their name was taken from World War II. That's how they got their name. And they're the most famous biker and the most racist, basicized bikers you ever met, and the most famous one at that. Everybody, and you see it fast, you know who they are. And the Aryan Brotherhood, they're another one. But yet you kill your own. And not only that, they kill other people, even including blacks. And they were joining a war. They showed allies with the Mexican Mafia, even though they don't like each other. The Mexican Mafia and the Aryan Brotherhood and the Black Guerrilla family, fuck all of them. They are evil any damn way. They do this service of their own people and everything else that causing people's misery. It will never be a moment of peace of all humanity, from black, white, whatever. They're the real reason why these things are taking places, especially our own government. They can end this bloodshed if they want to, but they don't want that because too many people make money off of it. But what, even though I'm done with talking about white supremacy, go look it up. Even people won't tell you that the term slavery came from the Slavic people from Eastern Europe. They won't tell you that one. And you won't hear it from the civil rights movement and the Black Lives Matter at that, how full of shit they are. They won't even question that. They won't. Mm-mm. Did you know? I heard that George Rosso was funded of that movement. Yeah, a Jewish billionaire, and was not funded by black men, and it damn sure ain't funded by black women. So where's where the Black Lives Matter at? Where does it come from? The Jewish brothers and sisters, even though they've been integrated by their own people and other people, being discriminatory. When the Germans supposed to look out for the Germans and the Jewish supposed to look out for the Jewish, but they have to integrate with the German people, and look where it led into. The same shit that happens then is still going on very moment. And I'm gonna tell you something else. The Nation of Islam, they're the reason why Malcolm is no longer existed. They got that man killed. And Mr. Farrakhan admitted in one of his interviews that they have Malcolm killed. He admitted because he exposed Mr. Farrakhan messing with underage girls. And also who the founder of the Nation of Islam is appeared to be a white man. And I'm gonna tell you something else. What doesn't make sense to me that not only this bullshit Atlantis theory, that's how full of shit white supremacists are, and they're just using the minds of their own people. And my folks are the same way. They don't give a fuck about black people. They only give a fuck about what gives a damn what in their pockets, and they the same way. Stop listening to them and start listening to the Heavenly Father that put you on this earth for a purpose to learn about life and learn about yourself. It's your mom and dad you need to listen to, or God, and let some false people come up in there and gonna tell you who the fuck you is. That's crazy. All white supremacy is they claim they hate niggas or hate anyone else who don't think like them, who don't feel the way they do. And then the black supremacists, they the same way. They hate crackers, but yet half of them can't get enough of white pussy. If they can't get enough of a black pussy, if they can't get no black pussy, they're gonna get it with a white pussy. That says a lot about pro blacks. That says a lot. And they talking about the black woman is God and this and that. All they doing that just to fill her head and just use her to get the black pussy. If they can't get the black pussy, they're gonna get the white pussy. White guys do the same thing. If he can't get the white pussy, he's gonna get the black pussy. White guys and black guys are very guilty of this. They are, and they're the problem. They act like bitches. And the people elites are laughing the fuck out of them. They're laughing because they know they ain't gonna show who the real enemy is the enemy of itself, of the man, and the man against God and God against man. And y'all listen to them. But how many of y'all know that the Black Lives Matter is funded by George Rosso and the Black Panthers, even though some of them going against the fight of racist cops, but yet they were doing the dirt on the side. They were doing dirt on the side. The Black Panthers, they dirt on the side. Yeah, minimize people. Believe anything they tell you. And when you cross their beliefs, they'll hurt you. Trust me. The Ku Klux Klan the same way. Every man is choose his own what's best destiny with the best of purpose to learn everything best for a life of the grace of God. Because I don't believe anything they say. I don't. I think they full of shit. All black supremacy is they hate crackers. They hate anybody that don't like them, don't feel the way they do. And when you disagree with them, they come and turn around and hurt you. And the white supremacy the same way. Same thing, the black activists and the white activists. They only stick within their own people, but they can't even stick within their own fucking selves. What I'm trying to say, what I'm saying is white supremacy or black supremacy are both full of shit. They are. And anybody need to question a nigga or a cracker and ask them personally. If you hate certain tell them like this. If they don't like a person that they can't identify with, they need to quit identify that person. I just don't understand that shit. I want people to explain this to me. You got all that feel that void of anger in your motherfucking heart. Always worth going to jail. Always worth being in the fuck grave. Because it's nothing. It's more precious than life and death. I don't hate anyone. I don't hate black. I don't hate white. I don't hate anybody. I hate any ignorant motherfucker that can't see the beauty within all people. We're people at the end of the day. Quit. Let us. It's like this. We need to quit. Let them divide us more, and we need to come to feel and to be part together because we're all one at the end of the day, folks. That's what I'm trying to say. Because nobody can tell you who you are until God Himself and your parents. Stop listening to these idiots that don't know what the fuck they're talking about. Because there's something wrong with them. And it's a shame that this stuff is still going on and they play people's ignorance, emotion, and fear. But people, everything is going to be all right and take place and just let God take the rest of it. what I'm trying to say. White supremacy and black supremacy are both full of shit, and they need terminated, exterminate immediately as soon as possible, and a lot better to come. I love y'all, black, white, whatever. We need this all be together, and hope we get to see the better day, for we can have a better tomorrow, for the grace of God, and then we can be a better people than we are now. That's all I gotta say. It's your boy Domination. Some back and basic. Struggle to do so. Text mate. Until next time. All right. All right. Peace. I'm out. All right. Peace.